Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Woodcraft CZ, aka Paul, and today we're going to go over what's in this package. You'd be forgiven to think that it's the nano protection coat from Blacktail Studios because of the sticker here, but it's not. Before I pull it out, I'd like to say that I've been on the market for one of these for quite some time now, a good few months. I've inquired about getting my own custom one commissioned, but it was unrealistic. And when I stumbled across this particular one from Blacktail, from Cam, thank you very much, I just fell in love and I bought it. So what's in this package? Let's have a look, shall we? Here we have it. What do we have? We have the Damascus steel marking knife 2.0. This came a couple of days early, so that was always a nice surprise in time for my birthday. The first thing I noticed when I pulled it out of the packaging was the packaging itself for what carries the knife. You know, watching Cam and Blacktail Studios videos during COVID is what initially got me started into woodworking and initially made me sink a fortune into the tools he had and similar. Yeah, so thanks, Cam. One thing I noticed in all his videos, even to this date, is his attention to detail. I always was very curious about to what level did he really get to on his attention to detail, and looking at this packaging, I would say it's a very high level. And the reason I say that is because this is, I believe, is custom made specifically for this marking knife. You can see when I take it off, you can see that there's a section for the knife tip to sit in it, and the same goes for the base. It's a perfect fit, and it secures the knife in a very elegant way in the center of the tube. The actual stops feel like they almost feel like a carbon fiber. They have a very sort of satin feel to it, and I can't really figure out what composite this plastic is, but it's got a very nice feel, a very unique feel, and the lid is slightly knurled. I think knurled is the word. So going back to the point in hand, on the label, the length is 6.5 inches, the width is 0.40 inches, the thickness is 0.14 inches, and the hardness on the Rockwell scale is 60. So let's have a closer look at this knife. Now, the reason I was on the market for such a knife, particularly made from Damascus steel, was strictly an aesthetic reason. I very much loved how Damascus steel looks, and I wanted a nice little feature in my YouTube videos when I'm doing dovetails, and I thought, what's better than using a marking knife in Damascus? As you can see, there is Blacktail Studio on the, let's call it the back side, the flat edge of the blade. It's got an indent here, I'm guessing for your thumb to sit. The Damascus runs all the way to the very edge of the blade where it's been ground. The sharpness is there, but it's not really about the sharpness, it's more about the point, because I don't know about you guys, but I tend not to use the entirety of the blade when marking, but rather just the tip, so just a very fine tip, and I just run it along the edge that needs to be scored. So if I grab a piece of wood, it will generally be along the edge and on the tip. And it's always advised that you do multiple light passes than one heavy pass. It's just more refined, it's less taxing on the blade. And you can see it's there, the mark is there, it's very fine. And then finding it again is easy enough. And also when you do multiple light passes, you're less likely to deviate from the straight edge that you're marking along. So if you were to really press hard, you could, if you're going along the grain, you could deviate to follow the grain rather than the straight edge. So if you just do multiple light passes, you'll always get your line, and it's a reliable way of doing it. Let's take a closer look at this knife. You can see the patterns are beautiful. It's like a swirly oil on water type look, but just using two tones, the darker and lighter aspect of steel. I believe this is when multiple layers of thinner steel are compressed together and then heat forged or heat, I don't know what the right, heated, let's say heat treated, and then ground. So this is lots of thin layers of steel under a lot of pressure and then treated. So really this video is just about taking a closer look at this marking knife, as I didn't really see much on YouTube. So it's going to be a short video. It fits lovely in the hand. I really do like indent if you really want to get in close somewhere, but I tend to hold it more at the top third of the blade. You know, ergonomically, it feels great. There's nothing, the edges aren't sharp other than the business end. It's a lovely knife. The price was, I believe, $60 or so, and then I had delivery fees, which was a further maybe $20 or $10, I can't remember. The shipment was really fast here in Europe and had to clear it through customs, but that goes for everything that comes from anything outside of the EU generally, other than China, but you know, UK, America. So all in all, I would say it doesn't offer anything over a regular marking knife other than the aesthetics, and for me that is why I bought it. The aesthetics were just sublime and I'm very happy with it. So here it is, closer look at Blacktail Studios marking knife 2.0. I am curious, I wasn't too sure about what the version 1 was. Maybe it's just a second batch, or there are some refinements to this version. But on the whole, it's a great marking knife. I'll be using it a lot in the future. Well, I'll be using it for everything really. If we do a side by side to my old marking knife, Blacktail's is slightly thicker and slightly taller. Sharpness, this one feels a little bit more sharp, but this is quite new. The edge is smaller on Blacktail's. There's a bigger bevel on this one, but Cam's secondary bevel goes further back. But this one doesn't have the indent this has. I am curious, if I was to grind here, I'm guessing I would lose all of the Damascus, because when I look at a sharpened blade, I can't really see the layers, but I'm not sure I'm supposed to at this angle that the blade's been ground. Yeah, so overall, very happy. I hope you guys, if you've been on the market for maybe purchasing this or something similar and not know about Blacktail's marking knife, this has added another option to your choice. I can't find any complaints. Yeah, and there we have it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure I get back to you if I know the answer. There you have it, guys. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. If you found this video useful, give that like button a smash. And until the next video, guys, take it easy and happy woodworking.